Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest Sempre Milan bonus podcast on Substack. With the news that Milan are looking to recruit more talent from the domestic market this summer, me and AJ are going to go through every Serie A team and name the player that we would take. Happy Friday, brother.
Yes. Happy day of Fry.
Happy day, Fry, yeah. You back in the States? How was
I
your
am,
jaunt
yeah.
over to Blighty?
Yeah, it's a quick little trip across the pond. I mean, you were there. Got nothing
Yeah, I
to
was there.
report.
I was updated with the itinerary and everything,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
fun in the
good
3
times.
times that we met up. Started with a few beers on the first night, it'd be fair to say.
And the second, and the third, and the fourth.
Yeah. People say the UK has a drinking problem. I don't see it, to be honest.
No, I do. 100%. I see it.
I think your day at the football for Charlton v Huddersfield was maybe an enlightenment when I said we're meeting at the pub at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And then it
was
continued
packed.
on.
Yeah.
Packed full of fans who made their way down on it. Yeah. And then you got a taste of a nice little 4-0, and then we went Milan Club London at the Volley at Old Street, and there was a few of us. Stefano Lorenzo joined us, my mate Simon. And yeah, that was fun, even though we lost the game. Like, it was quite nice to be there and shout generally, like, rather than me being sat on my sofa on my own, shouting at the TV. Yeah, putting stuff in the chat.
Making sure you put the caps lock on. Yeah.
Yeah, replying to each other in the chat, even though we're in each other's company. That's always a good one. But yeah, it was great. We had Mike come over and say some lovely words about Sempre Milan and all the stuff that we do, even though it's been a tough season. And I said it on the main pod, but I'll say it again. Really appreciate those who have stuck with it during this difficult season, not just in terms of consuming our content and giving us feedback, getting involved, all that stuff, but even if you just watch it, or even if you still like attached and I don't know, you haven't completely given up on Milan this season. Props to you. We're in the struggle together. 9th place, 9 league defeats, 9 points behind 4th. It's no bueno, but hey, we drew. We didn't get beaten by Inter. That we still got that going. We can raise that empty trophy to the sky until the return leg.
There's got to be a pod title in there somewhere with 999 as opposed
999.
to
What's your
flipping it upside down,
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you guys? Is that your?
That's our emergency number.
Okay.
Oh, 911 is 999.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So we could do something like that. 999 SOS. So yeah, as mentioned in the intro, it's kind of all gone tits up since I came up with this idea, because it was all Paratici's coming in and he wants a new Italian core. We've done that to death, basically. Italian manager, Italian sporting director, and an Italy-led squad, all that. But now it sounds like Paratici's not coming because we've just found out that he's suspended or something. Can't really work out what's gone on, but we were speaking before we started recording and piecing it together. I think we sort of agreed that what's probably happened is they started speaking to him, knowing that he can come on board as an advisor straight away, but he's banned from being a sporting director until July the 20th. But the advisor thing's fine. He just can't legally sign off on anything. So you put up with it until the 20th. The problem is that is a sporting ban from the sporting case that was brought against him. And on July 5th, the verdict comes for the criminal case against him as part of the Prisma investigation. And I don't know if we're a little bit scared that further punishment is coming. I think we are, and that's why we tried to put in some kind of beneficial exit clause in our favour, which we were absolutely right to do. We are not a doormat for anybody, especially someone with a questionable past. And you can say what you want about Paratici as a director, and if he was the right guy, but I just think in this particular circumstance, it sounds like we've tried to safeguard ourselves, and things have fallen apart from there. So I'm not too gutted, but it maybe feels like a bit of wasted time at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Don't really have much more to add. I mean, it was just, that's what I woke up to, and I'm like, wait, what? So here we are. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I would like him to come in. I think he probably is the best candidate available right now, but with the ongoing investigation, the issues, like, it just, it makes sense that we would want the break clause. It also makes sense why he wouldn't, right? He wants that job security, especially if he's about to be convicted of a criminal charge. Like he's got a family to look after. So I don't see either side kind of giving in on that, which is why I think we're just going to look for someone else. We might go for Iglitare or Giuseppe Mon or Giovanni Mana. Is it?
Nani, yeah, at Napoli. Tony D'Amico at Atalanta was another one that was mentioned. I'd still like to try test the waters for Sartori at Bologna. I know he renewed, but can we tempt him with a bigger budget or whatever? I think Sartori and Italiano, if you could just lift them two out and put them
that'd be nice
for next season, I would love that. But hey, they're fourth at the moment. So why would they downgrade?
Yep.
Anyway, as mentioned in the intro, we're going to go through each Serie A team, obviously Milan aside, and pick the player that we would take from them. It doesn't necessarily have to be the strongest player in the team. For example, I've already got an idea of some of my picks, and they're based on gaps that we have in the squad, and also up to the point, like Inter and stuff like that. Players that I think we could realistically get to. That would be underrated signings, or in some cases just would straight up improve us. So we're going to start at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Let me switch my
list. Are you able to pull up the old squadrons there? Or not? If not, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
it.
Because I got it on FotMob and it's like 6 clicks to get to each squad. And I don't know a faster route, so it's just a lot of movement around. But
yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm going to have them up anyway, so I can talk through some of the players.
Okay.
So we start with Monza, who are rock bottom of the league, and they are really struggling. This is the one that I found hardest, to be honest, in terms of finding a player that I think could even be partly useful for us. Now, I guess the obvious answer is Kevin Zeroli, right? But
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you can say him if you want. But I'm staying away from him because he's our player, not Monza's. Although, there can be some technicalities about players on loan. They've got Kasper Urbanski on loan from Bologna, who I think is pretty good and has a bright future. Armando Izzo is a centre-back that knows the league well. And, you can keep going with all these players who are kind of bit part players. Danny Motta is the one who sort of came in second for me. I really like what I've seen from him, and I think he's struggling in a very bad team. But I settled on Matteo Pessina because there are various advantages to bringing him back. Really good for the squad list because he's our academy product. He can play either attacking midfielder or central midfielder, so I think he could do a good job as a squad player in those two positions if we keep going with the 4-2-3-1. And also, he's not as old as you think. He's been around a while, but he's only 27. And he's 6'2", so he's quite big. And I think we need some more presence in the midfield. We've got some short blokes in there, barring RLC. So I've gone for Pessina, but I found that one difficult.
Yeah, there's really no one sticking out to me as someone that I definitely would like on the team. I think I'm going to take the cop out, the simple choice, and just say recall Zeroli. He's for all basically the same reasons, except he's younger than Pessina, and he's already our player. So, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, and I think Zeroli is probably the player in their squad with the highest ceiling, I want to say. So, yeah, that's a fair answer. What are we on to now? Who's next? Is it
Venezia?
Venezia, second bottom, yes. This was a tough one as well. They're struggling. They're second bottom, obviously, counting up, aren't we? But they have only won 2 games all season, I think it is. Or maybe 3 now. Yes, 3. But yeah, they're not good. They're struggling. They've built an interesting squad in terms of there's some names in there that you think if they were surrounded by better players could at least do a job. But I just think they've tried to plug gaps with some sort of random guys. I mean, as I said, there's names in there. Alfred Duncan, someone who's been around a bit. Gerbin, who's on loan from Napoli. Carboni on loan from Inter. Kind of brings him off the table. The player that I've gone for is Indonesia international Jay Itzes, who they signed from Go Ahead Eagles in 2023. Now, bit of cop out because we were actually linked with him by a report the other day. But I think he's just he's a talented young centre back. Oh, he's 24, but whatever. He's physically imposing at 6'3", and I think he's one of the few players who, in a difficult season, is able to say that he can hold his head up.
Yeah, and I just want to preface this with I'm not building a new squad, so the previous pick has nothing to do with the next pick. Like I'm not
Yeah.
both the same team here. So
Same.
For that reason, I'm picking someone in the exact same position. And my reasoning here is, to be honest, I don't like anyone on the squad, so I'm going to do something that'll piss off a lot of people. Just pick a compatriot, and I'm going Gianluca Busio. I have seen him play for Sporting KC back in the day. And obviously he came, I think, when Venezia got promoted the first time. He went there with another American who is not Jack DeVries, who is there now. I don't remember who it was, but yeah.
They had Tanner Tessman, didn't they?
There you go. Maybe, I think it was Tessman. Yep.
Yeah. No, he was second on my list, honestly, because there's actually quite a lot to like about Busio. He's only 22 still. He plays central midfield, and I think, we've already got one below average American central midfielder. But
what's another?
Well, yeah, just get another one in there. That's fine. But he does play more. I think he plays more defensive midfield for them. So you could argue he's more useful for what we're looking for. In terms of, we've got a load of box-to-box players, and maybe like he could do a job as a backup 6 or something. But he's played a lot for them, and I guess there's a bit of upside there. And he's also got Italian citizenship, so it's not like a pure US signing. But yeah, that was a tough one as well. Was Venezia. Moving on to Empoli then, who are third bottom. There was a little bit more to choose from here, including Davis Vazquez, getting back to be the new number 1, I guess. Even though he's on loan from us, whatever.
Is that your pick?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not.